Welcome to Inside Abode, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Dave Jones. Have you gone out on a date recently? If you haven't gone out on a date recently, though, and you're in the Tacoma or Pierce County area, though, this is the podcast for you. So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about the top 10 places to go on a date in Pierce County, Tacoma, all those things. But first, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the podcast to do that every time. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some data because I want to try to bring some data to the conversation and just talk real briefly about the market and what's happening in the market because this is a real estate podcast, by the way. Let me show you something real quick. This is a trend graphics report. I always look at the inventory. I like to see what's going on with the inventory. And you can see here, we hit 3.1 months of inventory last year, which is the most. I'm not going to have to go back and look, but I think that's the highest months of inventory that I have seen since we opened Windermere Abode. I'm going to check that and I'll let you know on the next podcast. Sorry. But I think that might be the highest that I've ever seen in Pierce County in terms of our inventory levels for months of inventory. Now let's talk about like what that looks like year over year and month over month. Are we up, down, all those things? And again, I like to look at pending sales because that goes off of like what's pending versus what's sold. Because if it's sold, that means that 30 days ago or more that it went pending. So that doesn't really give us a good idea of like what's happening now. So it's more, I like to look at months of inventory based on pending sales, things that have gone under contract. Well, 1/1/115. So we're at about 2 months of inventory right now. We topped out at 3.1 last year in 2025, and we're at 2 in January. So to me, since we're going into a market, I think we're going to see a lower months of inventory. So we bottomed out at 1.4, which meant that there was only enough homes on the market. If we were to stop putting them on the market, it would take us 1 month and some change to go through all of those houses and buy them all up. So that's a pretty big, so 2.6 is where we were at last December. We're at 2.5 in December of 24. But I think when we started January, we started with the lowest interest rates that we've had since 2022, I believe it was. So, I mean, we're starting with really low rates in January in terms, well, really low is all relative to us. Let's see. But if you're to look at like January 1st to January 15th in 2025, we were at 2 at that point as well. So if it's year to year, same month, we haven't really changed that much. So that's pretty interesting. I like looking at that. The next thing I want to look at is just a quick 300 to 700,000 view of what's happening in the Pierce County market. And this is actually, you're getting exclusive information right here because even the agents haven't seen this one yet. I mean, they have. We shared it at the meeting, but so this is Pierce County micro market. So from 300,000 to 700,000, and there's 5 different things. So active inventory is holding steady and the prices are rising. So active inventory, we just looked at inventory. So active listing counts gone up throughout that year. And let's see, days on market, buyer activity peaked in the summer and dropped sharply in the winter. So that one is interesting because you can see how much demand like basically came, like when we go into the middle of the year, so like spring and summer, that's when the days on market dropped big time. And so you can see that from here where it says 78 days on market in January. And, like that's a big, I don't know, that's a lot of days. And then it just sharply drops like as we get into March, April, May being the lowest, May, June, July. So we know that we're going into our personal crazy season, which is spring and summer. And it's always like that every year. This is now our 8th year at Windermere Abode. So nothing has changed in that sense in terms of the seasonality of our markets. So right now is actually the time, if you're doing any buying or selling, or you're just even looking, right now is the time to actually get started. Because if you wait until March, April, May, June, you're going in with all the rest of the people. That might be good for you as a seller, but as a buyer, you might want to get started a little bit earlier. That's just my opinion, but not an opinion. This is just what the data says, and that's what I would be doing. Homes sold faster in spring and summer. That's the seasonality of our market. Spring and summer are going to be the busiest times in real estate. And that means there's more buyers. That means there's more competition. That means there's more of those things. So winter and fall, if you can buy in those time frames, you're probably going to get maybe a better deal. I don't know. It depends on the house. It depends on your situation. Depends on the house. Depends on the area. There's a lot of depends. That's why you have a realtor to talk to. So we're going to actually talk to a realtor today. So my guest today is going into her fifth year of real estate. Fifth year. She has 3 Yorkies. She loves a good time. She's the queen of karaoke. Like anytime we have a gathering for Abode, she always comes with a karaoke machine. She's a 90s R&B head, old soul type individual. And yeah, when she when she listens to music, it's all the R&B joints that I used to listen to back in the day. And I'm like, who you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you listening to that? That's to be from me. But I love it. And she's also just HUD certified to be a housing counselor for HUD Homes. So Kiss, ladies and gentlemen, come on to the show. Your first time on Inside Abode. Kiss'Swanna
Yes.
Curtis.
Thank you for that intro. That was amazing.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, like Dave said, my full name is Kiss'Swanna Curtis, but everyone calls me Kiss, and I definitely have these R&B like on repeat. Like I was just the best time for music, 80s and 90s. So I definitely have an old soul when it comes to that for sure. And like you said, my 3 Yorkies are my life. Like I love them so much. But yeah, 5 years into real estate, I can't even believe it. 5 years into real estate, I can't believe it. I was blessed enough to be able to start here at Windermere Abode, and I don't see myself going anywhere else. They've been good to me. I love what we have going on over here, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah. So thank you for all of that. So I mentioned like about the HUD certification
Yeah.
class, like or certification. What is that? Like as an advisor for HUD, what does that mean?
Yeah, from my understanding with going through the training, it's more about the individual and educating them on their rights when it comes to fair housing, tenant rights. So it's important for us to know as housing counselors, prepping people to get into homeownership, or if it's not homeownership, they're looking to rent, they still have their fair housing rights. When it comes to lenders, predatory lending, all those things, there's things that we want to know to be able to let our clients know. So I learned a lot of good information when it came to the HUD certification.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm excited to utilize. Oh,
We'll edit. We can edit. The AI picks up all that stuff.
yeah.
It edits out.
I'm excited to start working with clients and prepping them. It also goes down to breaking down people's budgets. So it's something that I can apply to all areas of my life. It's really got me looking at myself and budgeting and all of those things to really make sure that I'm not living above my means or anything like that.
Okay.
So it's a big deal, and I'm excited to be able to, incorporate that into my clients and my business.
Okay. Yeah, that is a big deal. So for the HUD certification, that is important. What led you to want to do that work? Like, what led you to that?
Partnering, I think, with Habitat for Humanity, I had the opportunity with Anne being on the board and pulling some of us in to Habitat for Humanity. I got to asking questions and was very intrigued with what they had going on over there. It's another option into homeownership. It's not like the main market. There are some similarities, but they basically cap out at a certain amount that they can make equity wise a year.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was something that it's a step up from renting.
Yeah.
And so I just was intrigued by what they had going on over there. I got an opportunity. And yeah, ever since then, I've just been diving deep into the HUD stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you've recently had an experience with your own family in real estate as well, too. Like,
Huge.
yeah, what
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah, so my parents just closed on their piece of land in Steilacoom. We had been searching for quite some
Hey,
time,
let's
and, let's
go.
do a moment for that. Yeah, so we had been searching for quite some time. We were going the housing route, like buying a property and then renovating the house and holding it, but my dad was really wanting to find a piece of land. The last time he bought was 2008, so
Oh
the
yeah.
market was totally different
He
there.
was
I
looking
got
at
my
them
life.
prices like,
Yeah.
what? What are we
He's
talking
like,
about?
"No, this can't be right." And I'm like, "Dad, this is the prices now. Like, you gotta get your head wrapped around it." And so he finally did, but he found this piece of land that's got some peekaboo views of Sunnyside and the water there. And so We just closed on that last week, so it's a huge win, not only because he closed on it, but it's just something that he never seen growing up as a
Yeah.
child, is just real estate and the power of it. So, it's a thing that I'm super, super excited to share and document along the way, and
Yeah.
just be able to show other people that look like me that didn't have that representation growing up, like, this is a big thing and you can do it, and so I'm excited.
Yeah, that's super dope. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Like, is there a podcast, let's just say even in Washington State in the real estate space that'll have 2 black people on it at the same time? That's a
Oh,
sustained
wait.
real estate podcast. I mean, there might be some, but I'm just saying it might be an organization, not
Right.
a real estate brokerage
Yes.
podcast.
That's
So,
real.
I don't know. I'm just trying to say, we
Put
try to
some
make it
respect on our
happen out
name.
here. Hey,
Exactly,
did you
this is
see
huge.
did you see there's Tony Baker and Kev on Stage? You watch those dudes, the comedians?
Kev on Stage, I'm familiar with Kev on
Did you
Stage, but I
see
never tried.
did you see the code switching Twitter? This is random, but the code switching one that he did that it's making the rounds, but now that I'm talking about it right now, it's probably gonna pop up on your feed. My god, it is
I have to
so
check it out.
hilarious. It's comedy, but it's funny. Yeah, anyway, that just made me think of that.
I love
All
that.
right, so let's talk about what we're gonna talk about today, which is top 10 date spots. Like, you have a
Yes.
top 10. This and it's not in any order, nothing, but yeah, what do you got? I'm excited because this is the first time we've ever done this, in terms of
Yeah,
date spots. Top 10. What do you got?
and, I wanna preface, or not preface, preface this by, saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be like a date night spot when it comes to like an intimate type of relationship. This can be for friendships. For those that follow me, know that I've been on like a solo dating journey. And so I've gotten really comfortable and kind of had some things where I'm like, there's kind of a science to this a little bit when it comes to like bar seating and just different things when you're by yourself that make you feel more comfortable. Cause not right out the gate, you don't come out like, it can be a little uncomfortable and a little intimidating to go out there on your own, and so being
Mhm,
able to go to these places, some of these places that I list, they have a great bar top where you can go and sit so you don't feel so alone. Bring your AirPods, start off bringing your AirPods, watching a video, whatever the case may be,
yeah,
and then work yourself up to being able to interact with the bartender
mhm,
or someone next to you because people are going out there, believe it or not, looking for connection. So if you don't have a significant other, don't count yourself out when Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Like, these are places you can go by yourself and just vibe out.
yeah, that's dope, that's dope, I really like that. So, yeah, what do you got, man? Because I'm sitting there like, "Alright, well, where can I go? What's the spots?"
Okay. And these are all like in our backyard, Tacoma base, that I'm super excited to share about. So we'll just jump right into it. So
Yeah,
I got number one, Wooden City. If you
okay,
have
yep,
not been to Wooden City, that is a place where you definitely want to make reservations. They open up at 4 o'clock. They have a great happy hour there. They also have a great bar top that's great for a solo date or if you're out on a date with someone. They've got some of my favorite items from there is their crispy fried artichokes and their
mm,
pizza. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that
yeah, the
bacon
pizza
pesto
there's nuts.
pizza is gonna get me. The sausage mushroom pizza is gonna get me every time. So that's number one. And I also would say that what I'm looking for with when going out to these places is not only the service, the ambiance. Wooden City is one of those places where it has like the lower light setting. You
Yeah,
got some background music playing in the back, and it's just a great. It's like a vibe there. The moment you walk
okay,
in, like the energy is great. So that's number one.
okay, Wooden City, number 1.
Okay, and then we got Cornel Bravo, going the steakhouse route.
Mhm,
Bravo or El Gacho are both great places to go. Great ambiance. I recently just went to Cornel Bravo and
okay,
had just a nice spread there. It's another one of those places where great ambiance, the lighting, the food, because you can't just have the ambiance. If the food doesn't deliver, it's just
mhm,
not it's not
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
work. So you gotta have both. So when I looked at this list, it's like it's gotta have both. The food has to deliver and so the vibe has to match it too. So
okay.
Bravo is one of those places where it's not too crazy with the prices because sometimes you go to steakhouses and they get a
Yeah, they be
little
wanting
crazy,
$70 for a steak. I be
taxing.
like, "Okay."
Yeah, but if you're wanting to splurge on yourself, it's one of those places that's great. And they also do have great happy hour options too. I know El Gato has a great happy hour. You could sit at the
Yeah,
bar top.
yeah,
It's a vibe.
yeah.
And then
Okay.
going another route that is also affordable, and has a great, happy hour place. I was a little hesitant about putting this place on there because I don't frequent it much, but I will say their happy hour, I don't know that anybody's out there beating it. So I'll go ahead and say Matador, which is right across the street
Yeah.
from, Wooden City, and they have an amazing happy hour. They've got the quesadillas on there. You can go carne asada, you can go shrimp, their nachos, that huge platter of nachos for a very reasonable price.
That's
And
my
also the
favorite. You
yeah.
see, you just got me actually you just I might even that might be the move tonight. Like, I might
Okay.
hit and right now and be like, "Yo, it's been a
Yes.
long time since I've gotten nachos from Matador," and I that's my go-to.
Right. And so these places don't have to be the experience. It doesn't have to be an expensive experience. Go there for happy hour. I believe Matador's happy hour is from 10 to close, and then they have a midday, like 4 to 6 happy hour time frame too. So you got some options if you wanted to do late night or if you want to do midday. Both great options. And
Okay.
then the next one, this one is in the Hilltop area, Bar Rosa. If you haven't been to Bar
Ooh.
Rosa, their pizza is amazing. Last time I went there, I got their margarita pizza, their pepperoni, and I love that they have the scissors there, so
Uh-huh.
you can go in there, you can cut your pizza however you wanna cut it, as big of a slice as you wanna cut it, and it's just it's amazing, and also the vibe in there. Everybody is, like, talking amongst each other, there's so much chatter going amongst each other,
Yep.
and it's just a great place, and they have other options too aside from pizza, but their pizza is what they're known for.
Yeah, and there's no like, I think of all the spots, I think Cuerno Bravo, Bar Rosa, and they all don't have TVs, so those 2 don't have TVs. I know there's not
Yes.
any in Bar Rosa, but yeah, Wooden City as well doesn't have TVs in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like the fact that they don't have TVs and it's really focused on, like, engaging with
Exactly.
whoever you're
Yes.
there with.
That is also a big thing that I do look for. Now, if you're going out on a solo, you might wanna go to a spot that has a TV so
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
feel
so
like
you
you're
can
not
sit there
just
and
looking
watch, yeah.
around, feeling awkward, or if you go with your man or your partner, your woman, whatever it is, like, you can also watch TV, watch the game.
Yeah.
Matador has TVs there for sure. And so the next one we got on there is the Lobster Shop. We're kind of going down
Mm,
by the water. They also have an amazing happy hour, but I like it for the views. The food is great. The service is great. I think they do automatic 20% gratuity, so go into that with that in mind. But I think the service lives up to that. They do they do their job to be earning that
okay.
20%. So
I've never been
uh,
to Lobster Shop.
really, it's in our backyard.
I don't eat seafood though,
Oh,
so I don't
seafood.
yeah, I
Yes.
don't, because, like well, actually, I told this to Fauna the other day. We had lunch doing for something, and she was like said the same thing. She's like, "Why don't you eat?" And I was like, "All right, if do you wanna meet with me or do you wanna meet with some empty seat? Which one you wanna meet with?" Might be
That's
TMI, I'm just
real.
saying.
Yes. But yeah, the Lobster Shop has a great happy hour as well, and their food is amazing, but really it's the views that I'm going for if I'm going to the Lobster Shop.
Yeah, cool.
And then we've got moving on to over the Stadium District, Les El Bistro is one of those
Mm,
places. I mean, I've been there for dinner. I really like their brunch. So if you wanted to do a date night spot earlier in the day, their brunch is amazing. Their dinner is great too. They've also got an outdoor patio that's heated. They've got blankets out there too. So all year round, you could go out there and enjoy yourself. But it's a great spot. It's also one of those places you do want to make reservations for because it's kind of a smaller joint. And so you want to make sure that you get your spot secured. And on the Valentine's Day and holidays, they definitely get booked up. So if you're looking to go there for Valentine's Day, I'd probably look to see if reservations to get them now.
okay, okay.
And then we've got going down into downtown Tacoma. I know it's one of Ann and Dave's favorite spot, and Rama.
Mhm. Yep,
So
yep,
that is a great spot. I know it's a little smaller in there, but it's definitely intimate vibes in there, and the food is great there too.
yeah.
And then one that just opened up on 6th Ave. If you guys haven't been down on 6th Ave recently, they've got some good spots that are open up. Uh, and is one of those restaurants that I recently went to, and the ambiance there is incredible. The food delivers, the service
Mm.
is great. And it's just a vibe in there. So I would definitely recommend on 6th Ave, head down to Grand and get yourself you're not gonna go wrong on anything that you
I
order there.
I'm getting hungry talking about all these places because I just think about the meals that I like there. At Grand, I'm not even joking. There's a dish, and they change their menu like
Yes,
every quarter, I think.
I think
But
so.
it's a fusion. It's not a menu like it's a menu unlike any other in Tacoma, in my opinion,
Yeah,
because it's Indian and soul fusion.
yeah,
But there's a grits, a cheesy grits and fish
that is the
dish
one.
that is the best dish I think I've ever had in my whole
So
entire life, and I
good.
am not joking. Like, I hit Christian Page up probably early December. I was like, "Bro, I have an idea for a video, and I wanna make a video with you doing something, some type of spoken word, and it'll be a grand spot, but, like, you're going in there and you're getting that actual dish. I like that dish that much. I'm willing to, like, do a spot on that." It hasn't come to fruition yet, but one day you're gonna see it come out, and you'll be like, "Oh, yeah, he was talking about that," but, like, yeah, that's how much I love that dish.
That's exactly what I got there. I also got I think they had a cornbread, with some sort of butter on it that
Mm,
was
the
amazing.
cornbread is magic there.
Yes, and then they had the red beans and rice, like, that was the last menu that I went to. I don't know what the menu's looking like now, but you really can't go wrong with anything on the menu there. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we've got Chez Lafayette, which is
Mm,
on Tacoma Ave. They are kind of a newer place. They also own, Bourbon Street down in Puyallup. They're the same owners there. Opened up a spot here in Tacoma. It's a
mhm,
smaller place, but they've got there is like a Louisiana type of down south Creole food is what the word that I'm
okay,
looking for there. And they are really doing their thing over there. I know they were switching chefs and stuff like that, so I don't know what the menu's looking like now. The last time I went, great, great spot to be at. Definitely a vibe there. Great date night spot. I think you want to make reservations there. They're gotten to the point where they've gotten pretty popular, so you definitely want to make reservations there too.
okay. Yeah, I haven't been there.
And then last but not least, I try to do stuff all over Tacoma. So kind of going to the east side, this is one of those places that I just pass by all the time. You'd never know that it was like a vibe in there. Bar
Uh-huh.
Bistro on Portland Avenue. It looks
Oh,
like
for real?
from the outside. Yeah, have you never been there?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, Bar Bistro is one of those places. I'm sure Anne's been there, but it's one of those places that you drive by and you would never think that it would be what it is inside. It's got a great ambiance in there too. And their drinks are amazing. That's also one of those things that I look for too, because I love to have a good lemon drop or espresso martini.
Okay,
And both of those places are all of these places have delivered with their drinks as well. So that's
okay.
all 10 of them that
Yeah,
I got.
well, that's a good list. Like, that really is truly a good list. I haven't been to all of those places, but I've been to about half or but, like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's a good list. I attest, I confirm, I will reinforce everything that she said. Go and check these places out. We're gonna put a
Yes.
link down in the comments so that you can link to any of these places. So shout out to these restaurants and the food and the workers and the owners and all that stuff. Shout out to them because these places are dope. How do people get in touch with you if they want to know more about this, or they might have to follow you to see if you at one of these spots and they can maybe
Right.
pull up?
Yes, for sure. That is one of my favorite things to do is go out and connect over a nice meal. So I always looking for people to connect with and go out with. But you can follow me on Instagram at your homegirl kiss, and I'm always posting about places. And one of the things that I'm not gonna do is post a restaurant just to post it. Like it's something that I definitely have vouched for. I've been there, I've experienced it. I know that you're gonna have a good time if you go there too. So that you can find me there. And then on Facebook, it's just Kiss'Swanna Curtis. That is my business page on there. But yeah, hit me up if you ever are coming to the city or just looking for a place to go beyond Tacoma. I go around and try food places everywhere. It's one of my favorite things to do. So happy to
Yeah,
help.
that's dope. All right, well, thank you, Kiss, for being you first and foremost, and then just like sharing that top 10 because this is actually the first time we've done a top 10 restaurants or places on this show, and I think there might need to be more. Maybe this is a new bag that we'll get into this year, something
Right.
like
We'll
that.
do different areas and stuff, but we got to start and represent Tacoma always.
Yeah, we'll get into a new bag. With that, thank you, Kiss, and thank y'all for listening. And that's it for us today for this episode. We'll be back next week inside Abode, y'all. Y'all be good.